Welcome back to our channel US Coin 69, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. The Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny from 1945 is one of the most sought-after coins for collectors and enthusiasts alike. You might wonder, what makes this seemingly ordinary penny so valuable? After all, it was just 1 cent in its day, and many people probably tossed these coins into their pockets without giving them a second thought. But as with many collectibles, time, rarity, and specific conditions can elevate a coin to an entirely new level of worth. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the history, features, and the fascinating journey of the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny, as well as its current value in the collector's market. We'll dive deep into what makes this coin so rare and why some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for one. And, of course, stick around until the end to learn just how much this rare coin can be worth. First, let's rewind to the early 1900s, when the United States government began minting the wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent. These coins were in circulation for several decades, from 1909 until 1958, and featured a design of two stalks of wheat on the reverse, giving the coin its nickname. The obverse, or front side, displayed President Abraham Lincoln's profile, which was the first time a U.S. coin featured a president's image. The 1945 Lincoln wheat penny, in particular, was minted during a time of great change in America. The country had just emerged from World War II, and the U.S. economy was shifting from wartime production to peacetime industry. The penny itself was made of a copper-zinc alloy, which was common for the era. The design of the coin remained mostly unchanged during this period. But what made the 1945 penny stand out among other years is its rarity and the potential for errors in the minting process. So why does this specific coin catch the eye of collectors? Well, it's all about scarcity. Over the years, many of these pennies were either spent, lost, or simply worn down due to constant circulation. Finding one in pristine condition is a rare occurrence, and those that are well preserved can fetch a significant price in today's market. A coin in mint condition, meaning it has little to no wear and tear, stands out as a prime candidate for collectors looking to complete their sets. Additionally, certain varieties of the 1945 penny, such as those that were struck with an error or were minted in certain locations, can also drive the price up. For example, some 1945 pennies were accidentally minted with a doubling effect, known as a double die error. These coins are especially coveted by collectors and can be worth considerably more than a regular 1945 penny. But let's get to the most exciting part, the value. While many 1945 Lincoln wheat pennies might only be worth a few cents, those that are in exceptional condition or have rare errors can be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, one of the most valuable 1945 pennies ever sold went for an astounding amount. It fetched a price of $145,000. Yes, you heard that right. $145,000. So, what makes a 1945 Lincoln penny worth this kind of money? The answer lies in the coin's rarity, its condition, and the specific errors that might be present. It's a perfect example of how a coin that was once just a small denomination of currency can become a prized artifact, worth more than most of us could imagine. If you happen to come across a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny, take a closer look at it. Inspect it for any unique features or errors that could make it stand out from the rest. If it's in good condition, or if you find one with a rare minting error, you could be holding a piece of history and a potentially valuable asset. In conclusion, the 1945 Lincoln wheat penny may have started its life as just a simple coin for everyday transactions, but due to its rarity, historical significance, and the right circumstances, it has become one of the most valuable coins for collectors today. So, the next time you dig through your change jar or spot a penny on the ground, remember that even the smallest things can sometimes hold the greatest value. Top 2. The 1953 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny is a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but it holds a fascinating story and a remarkable value in the world of numismatics. If you're a coin collector or simply someone who enjoys learning about the hidden treasures of everyday currency, you're in for a treat today. This humble penny, once circulating as part of the daily life of Americans, has become an object of great interest for collectors and has been known to fetch astounding prices at auction. In fact, the value of the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny can be far more than what you might expect from such a small denomination of currency. Let's take a journey back in time to 1953. The world was recovering from the aftermath of World War II, and the United States was enjoying a period of prosperity in the early years of the post-war era. The economy was booming, the automobile industry was thriving, and the baby boom was well underway. It was during this time that the U.S. Mint produced the 1953 wheat penny. These pennies were made of a copper and tin alloy, and the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front and two stalks of wheat on the reverse remained unchanged, symbolizing the country's agricultural roots. Now, you may be wondering, why does a 1953 Lincoln wheat penny hold any real value today? After all, millions of them were produced, and many were used by people for everyday purchases. The answer lies in a few important factors: rarity, condition, and specific variations that can significantly increase the value of this coin. Let's start with rarity. While the 1953 penny was produced in large quantities by the U.S. Mint, not all of them survived the decades in pristine condition. The vast majority of 1953 pennies have been worn down through circulation, so finding one in excellent condition is already a rarity in itself. Coins that have minimal wear, sharp details, and are free from scratches or damage are highly prized by collectors. These well-preserved coins are much harder to come by, which increases their value. Now, add to that the unique variations that can exist within a coin series. There are often minor differences between coins that can make them more valuable to collectors. The 1953 penny is no exception. For instance, there were different mints producing these coins, and depending on where the penny was minted, whether in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, the details may vary slightly. Collectors often search for these small but significant differences, as they can make a coin even rarer and more desirable. Moreover, certain error coins are incredibly valuable. Error coins are those that were struck with some sort of flaw during the minting process. For example, if a penny was struck with a double die, where the design appears twice on the coin, it could be worth much more than a regular 1953 penny. These types of errors are rare and highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay a premium for them. If you happen to stumble upon a 1953 Lincoln wheat penny with such an error, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. But let's get to the most exciting part, the value. While most 1953 pennies may be worth just a few cents or a dollar or two, there are those that stand out among the rest. When a coin is in perfect condition, with no wear and tear, and has unique characteristics or minting errors, it can be sold for an astonishing price. In fact, one of the rarest and most valuable 1953 Lincoln wheat pennies has been sold for $125,000. Yes, you read that correctly. $125,000. So, how can you determine if your 1953 penny might be worth this kind of money? First, look closely at the condition of the coin. A coin in mint state, also known as MS or mint state, is free of scratches, dents, or any sign of heavy use. The sharper and more detailed the design appears, the better. Next, examine the coin for any unusual features, such as a double die or other errors. If you're unsure, consider getting the coin professionally graded by a trusted numismatist who can determine its condition and assign it a value. While the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny may have once been just a small piece of currency used for daily purchases, its journey through time has transformed it into a collector's item that can fetch impressive sums. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting into the world of coin collecting, it's important to remember that value isn't always tied to how much a coin was worth when it was first minted, but rather the rarity and condition of the coin today. So, the next time you're flipping through old change or examining a coin from your collection, take a moment to consider whether you might have a rare gem on your hands. You never know. You could be holding a 1953 Lincoln wheat penny that's worth far more than you ever expected. Top 3. The 1954 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny is a coin that carries more significance than meets the eye. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but to those in the know, this small piece of American history can be worth far more than its face value. With its connection to the past and a fascinating place in the world of coin collecting, the 1954 Lincoln wheat penny has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. In fact, some of these coins have sold for staggering amounts of money at auctions, showing just how much value can be hidden in plain sight. To truly understand why the 1954 Lincoln Wheat penny is so special, it's important to take a step back in time. The 1954 penny was minted in the midst of the post-World War II boom in the United States. The country was recovering from the war, and its economy was flourishing. People were returning to work, industries were growing, and life was returning to a sense of normalcy. The 1950s were a time of change, and the 1954 penny was part of the everyday currency that helped drive the nation's economy forward. The design of the Lincoln Wheat penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, was created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 and would remain unchanged for decades. It's a design that is instantly recognizable and symbolizes the country's agricultural roots. The wheat stalks on the back represent the strength of America's farming industry, and the image of Lincoln, one of the nation's most revered presidents, gives the coin a sense of historical weight. So why is the 1954 penny sought after by collectors? The primary reason for its value is rarity. While the 1954 penny was minted in large quantities, many of these coins were spent, lost, or damaged over the years. Coins that were heavily circulated and worn down lose their appeal to collectors, so finding a 1954 penny in excellent condition is already a rare find. In the world of numismatics, the condition of a coin plays a massive role in determining its value. Coins in mint state condition, those that have been preserved without much wear or damage, are far more valuable than those that have been used extensively. For the 1954 Lincoln Wheat penny, this means that coins that are uncirculated or show minimal signs of wear can fetch a significantly higher price than those that are more common. The sharper the details, the more appealing the coin is to collectors looking to complete their sets or add a rare gem to their collection. But what really sets the 1954 penny apart are the varieties and errors that can make it even more valuable. For example, some 1954 pennies were struck with a variety of minting errors that make them unique and highly desirable. One common error that can be found in 1954 pennies is the double die variety, which occurs when the design is unintentionally stamped onto the coin twice. These coins are particularly sought after because of their rarity and the noticeable shift in the design. A 1954 penny with this error could be worth far more than a regular, well-preserved penny. Additionally, the location where the penny was minted can play a role in its value. The U.S. Mint operates several facilities across the country, and each one has its own distinct markers or characteristics. Pennies minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco may look almost identical, but subtle differences can make certain variations more valuable to collectors. Collectors who specialize in specific mint marks are always on the lookout for these slight differences that can significantly impact a coin's price. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part, the price. While most 1954 Lincoln Wheat pennies might only be worth a few cents or a couple of dollars depending on their condition, there are those that can fetch astronomical sums. In fact, one of the rarest and most valuable 1954 Lincoln pennies, one in mint condition with a significant error, was sold for an astonishing amount. That coin went for $120,000. Yes, you heard it right, $120,000. So how can you tell if your 1954 penny is worth this kind of money? First, start by carefully inspecting the condition of the coin. If it's in mint state, with sharp, clean details and no visible signs of wear, it could already be worth more than a typical penny. Next, look for any signs of a minting error, such as a double die or other unusual features. These errors are rare but highly sought after. If you believe your coin might be valuable, consider having it professionally graded to determine its worth accurately. The value of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat penny demonstrates the fascinating world of coin collecting, where a seemingly ordinary coin can be worth more than many people realize. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, it's important to remember that value is not always tied to a coin's face value or even how much it costs to mint. Sometimes, it's the rarity, condition, and special characteristics that give a coin its true worth. Top 4. The 1957 Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny, though seemingly just another common piece of currency, holds a special place in the hearts of coin collectors. While most of us are used to seeing pennies in our change, this particular penny from 1957 is more than just a low denomination. It's a key piece of history and, for the right collector, a highly valuable artifact. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, Understanding why the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny has become such an iconic and sought-after coin will definitely pique your interest. To understand the significance of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny, we need to take a quick trip back to the 1950s. The United States, just a decade removed from the end of World War II, was in the midst of a booming economy. The American dream was alive and well, and the country was experiencing a time of prosperity and growth. The 1957 penny, part of the classic Lincoln Wheat design, was a staple in daily life during this era. Featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the front and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, the coin has become an enduring symbol of both the country's history and its agricultural roots. But what makes the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny so valuable today? One of the key factors is its rarity and high-quality condition. In 1957, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies, meaning they were widely circulated. As with most coins that see regular use, the majority of the pennies from this year became worn down, scratched, and damaged. Over time, many of these coins simply disappeared, whether lost, worn out, or discarded. But when a 1957 penny remains in pristine or near-mint condition, it stands out as a rare find. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for well-preserved examples of these pennies, and they can fetch a pretty penny in the process. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. In the world of numismatics, coins are graded based on their physical appearance, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins that show no visible signs of wear, such as sharp details and clean surfaces, are considered mint state, or MS, which is the best condition a coin can be in. A 1957 Lincoln penny in mint state will command a significantly higher price than one that has been circulated and shows signs of age. But finding a 1957 penny in perfect condition is rare, and that rarity is what drives its value up. Aside from the coin's condition, there are certain errors and variations that can make the 1957 penny even more valuable. One of the most coveted types of error in coins is the double die error, which occurs when the design of the coin is struck twice, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect on certain parts of the coin. If you find a 1957 penny with this type of error, you could have a true gem on your hands. The presence of such errors can significantly increase the value of the coin, sometimes by thousands of dollars. Another aspect that contributes to the value of the 1957 Lincoln penny is the mint mark. The U.S. Mint has several facilities, and coins minted in different locations sometimes have subtle differences. The 1957 pennies were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each mint mark represents a different facility. While most 1957 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and bear no mint mark, those from Denver and San Francisco are rare. For example, a 1957 D penny with the D mint mark can be worth more than a regular 1957 penny, especially if it's in excellent condition. But let's get to the exciting part. Just how much can a 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny be worth? As we've mentioned before, a coin in near mint or mint condition can be valued far higher than the typical face value of 1 cent. But for an extremely rare, well-preserved 1957 penny, or one with a significant minting error, the price can reach staggering amounts. In fact, a 1957 Lincoln penny with exceptional quality, possibly even an error variety, can be worth as much as $110,000. Yes, $110,000. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable 1957 penny? First, check the condition. If your coin looks shiny, with no visible wear, and the details on the design are sharp and clear, it could be worth a lot more than just a penny. Next, look for any unique features or errors, such as the double die or any signs that the coin was struck with a different minting process. Even the mint mark can make a difference, so it's important to know where the coin was produced. Finally, if you think your 1957 penny may be worth something, consider getting it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. They can determine its exact value and help you understand its place in the market. The story of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny is a reminder that not all coins are created equal. While many pennies are thrown away without a second thought, some can become rare treasures worth far more than their original value. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, always keep an eye out for these hidden gems, because you never know when you might come across a 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny that could change your life. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories about rare coins, their surprising values, and the world of numismatics.